What's that say?
Sarah Roper.
There you go. And that is your picture.
Yeah, that's me.
That's it.
We all forget things from time to time, and well, in this video you're going to see how hypnotists can bring on amnesia on command, on suggestion. So keep watching and find out how it's done. Hi there, my name is Turan Mirza from Feel Good Hypnosis, and in this week's hypnosis tutorial video we're going to be talking about name amnesia. So I'm going to play a clip from Queen's University in Belfast. It's the QCon event that happens, well, most years. It didn't happen last year because of the pandemic and may not be happening this year. I haven't had any news on that so far, but I'm probably guessing it may be postponed again this year. But anyway, in this video clip you'll see two people being hypnotized at the same time. They've already been hypnotized prior to the video starting here. I'll put links to other videos from these two wonderful subjects, but I'll play the video first. It's a lovely hypnosis skit with a lot of extensions to it, and like break them down after the video is played. So keep watching after the main video of the street hypnosis, because I'm going to give you a tutorial, a breakdown of how and why it was working so well. So make sure you give me a thumbs up, make sure you give me a like, help this YouTube channel grow, and don't forget to click the big red subscribe button so you get notified every time a new video comes out from Feel Good Hypnosis. Click the little grey notification bell and it'll notify you the new video is arriving. In the meantime, let's watch the hypnosis skit on the street and then stay tuned for the breakdown.
But just as quickly as your feet become free, as you no longer become mannequins, it's like your name is just stuck to the back of your mind. Your name is stuck to the back of your mind. You will not be able to say your name. The more you try and say your name, it's like that when you see that person on the TV and you say, I know that name, I know that movie star's name, but I just cannot say it. You cannot say that name. Even if you hear that name, you cannot say that name. Nod your head that you understand. 1, 2, 3, open your eyes. Feeling good? Move those feet around, make sure we're nice and back to normal. Isn't that cool? Now look at me. What's your name? Look at me. Tell me your name.
John. No, it's not John. Wait.
Look at me. Try and say it now. Try and say it in front of locks and sticks.
Josh. Hey. I did it.
Locks and sticks. Sleep. Deeper, deeper, deeper relaxed. Really, the more you try, it just sticks to the back of your mind. Sticks to the back of your mind. The most you can say is the first letter. The most you can say is the first letter. What's your name when you try and say it?
The name on your birth certificate and if you're not comfortable.
Open 1, 2, 3 with your eyes and you cannot remember your name. What's your name when you try and say it? Just sticks to the back of your mind. That's it. The most you can say is the first letter. You will not be able to say it. It's like you have marbles in your mouth. It's like you have marbles in your mouth. You cannot say it. But tell you what, you can say your name when you sing it in rhyme. You can say your name, but only when you sing it in rhyme. So sing the birthday song. Happy birthday to you. Nice and loud.
Birthday to me. Happy birthday, dear Joshua. Happy birthday to me.
And it's gone now. What's your name when you try and say it? And it's gone. It's gone now. You can say your second name.
Roper.
And the first name's gone. But notice what happens when I tap you in the forehead. Your name's a girl's name. And your name's a boy's name. What's your name?
Thomas.
How do you do, Thomas? And your name?
Jan.
How do you do, Jan? There you go. Who named you that? Your mum or your dad?
I think my mum.
You think your mum. And what about you? Who named you? What was it? What's your name again, sir?
Thomas.
Thomas, and it changes to a different boy's name. What's your name?
David.
David. How do you do, David? Did your mum or your dad name you David?
My dad.
Your dad. Isn't that cool? He must have wanted a boy really, really much. That's it. That's it. And every time I snap my fingers, it changes to a different girl's name.
Well, Sarah.
Sarah. How do you do, Sarah?
I do.
How do you do? It's a nice name. It's a nice name.
Weirdest thing you never get. You never expect
You seem a bit puzzled, Sarah.
expecting to go, what works it, Sarah? Yeah.
Have you got any ID on you? Driver's license or a credit card or something?
Yeah.
Even if you see that other name, your name is Sarah. What's that say?
Sarah Roper.
There you go.
Doesn't it?
And that is your picture.
Yeah, that's me.
That's it. Have you any ID on you? No? Yes? No? Isn't that strange?
Really stormy.
And sleep now.
Welcome back. I hope you liked that street hypnosis skit there. So let's discuss it. Let's break it down a little bit. Right as the video opens, you hear me talking about just like your feet were stuck, just like you were a mannequin. So there was a previous video where they were stuck and we're not able to move. And this is a popular technique. When I say just as you were a mannequin, your name's going to disappear. What I'm doing is using a linking process. So I'm linking the previous suggestion, and should I say the success of the previous suggestion, because I know it worked well. I'm saying just like you were not able to move, your name's going to disappear. So that's a lovely linking technique, and we do it all the time when we're trying to prove a point or you know, convey a message. We link one thing with another. Well, it was raining yesterday, so it's no use going on the picnic. It's raining today, just like it was raining yesterday. So we link things all the time naturally in our language, so it's a natural extension. Forgetting your name has nothing to do with being unable to move, but I'm creating that link. I'm creating that suggestion that just like one thing happened, this thing's going to work as well. So that's a linking technique in hypnosis. So listen out next time you're talking to someone, how you're linking one thing with another. I then move on to create the new suggestion. So this suggestion is your name is going to be stuck to the back of your mind. And again, repetition is good. The more you hear things, the more you learn it. So I'm quickly repeating the suggestion, your name's stuck to the back of your mind, and I'm reinforcing that suggestion. And I twist that slightly to say, you know, you will not be able to remember your name. You will not be able to say your name. So it's going from just being stuck to the back of your mind, which, well, if something was stuck, you couldn't get to it. I'm moving it into a slightly, you know, altered way to make sure I'm saying it more than one way. Always convey your suggestions in more than just one way to make sure the message gets home to the person you're working with. To really finalize the suggestion, I then move on to eliciting a memory of them forgetting something. Now, we all forget our car keys, we all forget where we've set something down from time to time, but another popular one is forgetting someone's name when you're watching a TV program. Oh, I know that. Oh, it's Mel Gibson. You know, you forget the names of very famous movie stars at the time. You forget their name when you're watching a TV. You're so engrossed in the television program, and you're so engrossed in your persona that's on the TV that you forget it. So I'm getting them to remember a time when they forgot someone's name. And that's going to help with this suggestion, which is I'm asking them to forget their name. So there's a beautiful little, again, linkage between differences experienced in their past before they ever met me, a time when they were relaxing at home and watching TV. So again, a beautiful way to say the same suggestion in another way and getting them to forget their name. Finally, and I'm anticipating some of the skits or some of the fragments of skits that I'll do as part of this main skit, and one of them is sometimes, you know, calling to a friend in the audience and saying, what's her name or what's his name, and at the same time, you know, they won't be able to say it even if they hear it. So I'm telling them, I'm giving that suggestion, even if you hear your name, you will not be able to say it. Now, as you saw in that video, if you've watched it already, I didn't call on a friend to say their name this time, but there were some beautiful examples in there where you know, I could have slipped into that side skit. But it doesn't hurt if you're planning out a bit of entertainment like this here with this sort of skit that you implant that suggestion anyway. Even if you hear it, again, I was hypnotizing two people, and the guy could have turned to the girl and said her name, say, oh, I know your name, but what's my name, or whatever. So I'm preempting anything that could go wrong or anything I might play out, and putting in the suggestions to make sure we're all covered. The name's stuck to the back of your mind. You can't say your name. Even if you hear it, you will not be able to say it. So saying that same suggestion, that same idea in 3 or 4 different ways. We then wake the two of them up, but open their eyes. They weren't asleep, so awake's probably the wrong word to use, but they opened their eyes, and I immediately say to the girl, so what's your name? Look at me and tell me what your name is. And she can't say it. Beautiful. That suggestion really has stuck firmly. I turn to the fella and ask him, and he sort of goes, John, and then no, it's not that. And he pauses. So there is an element of amnesia. He's forgot it for a moment. And again, the suggestions I've created are not to say you will never be able to say your name again. You've just forgot your name for a while. So it's not impossible that for him a while is 2 seconds. Anyway, he says his name John, then corrects himself, and then pauses and really thinks about it. And that J, that first letter, sort of sticks in his head, and he goes, Josh. I've got it. Now, I always say this, if you watch other videos, other tutorials, don't panic if this happens, if they say their name. Watch what I did there. I just dropped him back into hypnosis and reaffirmed the suggestion and let him listen to me and notice how she couldn't say her name, so that he could, again, make that linkage at some level of saying, well, if she can't say it, I mustn't be able to say it. I focus back on her because, well, I know that she can't say her name. And I reiterate that and getting her to try and say it. And then once I know she's really, unable to say her name, I throw her a bit of a lifeline. I say, well, you can say the first letter. And she gets out the j, but she can't say any more. And again, that's a nice little filler to let him really soak into his suggestion that he can't remember his name. So I move back to him and wake him up. And once again, ask him, what's your name? And this time it's perfect. He can't say it. He's clearly, you see the look on his face, but he has heard the suggestion I gave to her while he had his eyes closed that he can say the first letter. So he's coming up with a j, but he can't say Josh, which is his name. So now that I know I have the two of them, let's extend that skit a bit further. Remember, we're not just giving them an experience, but we're trying to entertain an audience behind. While I'm working with him, notice what happens. Look, notice what she's doing. She looks out into the audience to one of her friends and goes, what's my name? Again, a beautiful little nugget. Maybe some of the audience, the onlookers, miss that point, but it's a beautiful moment because I'm not even interacting with her, but she's now off in her own little focus point of trying to remember her name. So that's beautiful. Going back to the gentleman, I move that on one little step and say, oh, it's like you can't say your name because it's like you've got marbles in your mouth, and who, if they had a mouth full of marbles, could say their name. And again, you can see the suggestion really taking form because there's one point where he puts his hands up to his mouth as if his mouth is full of marbles and he's about to spill them all out. So I move on to the next step of this name amnesia routine, which is a lovely one because I give the people a glimmer of hope. I say, well, you can say your name if you're singing your name. And the most obvious song we all know with our name in it is the birthday song, Happy Birthday to You. So I get them to sing it. And as you notice, I say the birthday song, and it means a lot to me because I do this skit a lot, but some people are going, what's the birthday song? It's almost clear from looking at their faces. They weren't too sure what I was talking about. So you need to prompt them, happy birthday. And I lead the song. And I, again, also, because there's audience watching as well, I say, and sing it out loudly so everyone can hear. It doesn't hurt to just give them a bit of direction and prompting to make sure that it's not just an experience they're having, but everyone can listen in and have a laugh. When they sing their names, beautiful. They say their names perfectly. But as soon as the singing stops, I say, and it's gone. Now, I wave my hand across their faces in some mystic way. That's just performance. The hand has nothing per se to do with it. It doesn't hurt to link this gesture with it's gone. Because again, people are used to seeing that sort of thing in the movies. It's gone. But it is purely theatrical. There's no hypnosis per se. It's not going to hurt to do that, but it's not essential if you forget to do it or don't want to do that sort of thing. And as soon as the song's finished and they try to say their name, bang, it's gone again. And it's beautiful in their reactions. His frown, his puzzled look is beautiful to watch. And I just don't leave it there. I give it one last twist, and I give him a girl's name, give her a boy's name. And every time I click my fingers, notice how I can get them again. That's another hypnotic suggestion. They haven't closed their eyes again. What's beautiful was, while I didn't train them to every time I click my fingers, you'll go back into trance, I usually say every time I say the word sleep, you'll go back into trance. That's a trigger. It doesn't have to be sleep. I could say every time you say the word bananas, every time I say the word bananas, you'll go into trance. But sleep is, again, the Hollywood favorite word to use. It's the only reason. The word sleep has no magic to it. I could say every time I say the word bananas, you'll drop into trance. I didn't say every time I click my fingers, but as soon as I go to click my fingers, their heads drop down. They realize, oh, he's still talking to me, and they come pop back up again. So there's no, that's a self, induced trigger, as it were, me clicking my fingers. So anyway, I click my fingers, their name changes, and again that plays out beautiful. That's a an open-eyed suggestion. They're not only hypnotized when their eyes are closed and their heads down their chest. Again, that's an important thing to emphasize. They are still in that hypnotic state, even though their eyes are awake, and they're interacting with me, and they're answering questions and looking puzzled and looking around the audience, asking questions of the audience. What's my name? And again, that's why way back at the beginning, if you remember, I say, if you hear your name, you will not say it, just in case one of her friends off camera said, oh, your name is, and shouted her name. Notice I try to get a bit of interaction with both the boy and girl. For the girl, I say, well, who named you? David. And she says, oh, my dad. So I'm getting a bit of dialogue just to force her to really go, my name is David. Likewise with the gentleman, I say to him, have you got a driver's license or a credit card or whatever? And he pulls out an ID card, I think it was driving license, and I say, what's it say on that license? He says, well, Sarah. So that's moving on beyond just amnesia and forgetting your name. It's implanting a new name, and it's a hallucination, because he's looking at one word, Josh, but seeing Sarah and reading Sarah. Again, look how powerful and how far we've went just with this one step beyond just amnesia. So I hope you like all those little intricacies of this just name amnesia skit, and how we could play off the two people, how at times it went wrong, and how I just kept on moving and recovered the situation. So lots of learning exercises in this just one little street hypnosis clip. I really hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comment section below what you liked most about it, what you learned most, what you didn't know about hypnosis until you watched this tutorial. And please do watch more of my tutorials and videos on the Feel Good Hypnosis channel. Don't forget to click the big red subscribe button so you get notified every time a new video comes out. Remember to click the grey notification bell at the end there, and that'll notify you, and you'll see all the new releases from myself. And finally, give it a thumbs up, give it a like. All those likes add up to more popularity for this channel and helps the channel grow, and I thank you for all those that do that. In the meantime, I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Rewind it and watch it again now that you know what's going on. See what you missed. And again, leave that in the comment section below as well. Love your comments, love interacting with you, and in the meantime, enjoy the video. Thanks very much for watching. See you next week.